You're keeping well? Well, it was a very difficult day. Started off in traffic and I was on my way to court.
I've been here for the past 15 minutes, and that's not good when you're traveling on the M25. I feel really stuck here. I wish I could come down from the car and just leg it, but I'm in the right lane, so that's not helpful at all. I mean, even if I went off and I turned left, because you can see the cars moving, I still would need this road. I still have an hour's journey. You know, one of those times when you're like, I wish I was on the other side. I mean, I still have 1.5 hours being caught, but I always like to be nice and early there. You know, it makes the client comfortable. No movement. This is really concerning. And if I were to go by train, I would need 2 hours. I'm very concerned. The car in front has been trying to turn. This is one of the disadvantages of going back to court. I really enjoy just having court in, you know, my room, my house. It's so different now. I actually just put on this makeup while I was rushing. I haven't even looked at my face. Now I have the whole day to look at my face and make this right. Just take away any broken down vehicles or anything. Just get them away. Just want to go like hug God, hug the angels, hug, you know. In the middle of the storm, louder and louder,
After
you're gonna
500
hear
yards,
my
turn
praises
left.
roll. So I'm done with my court hearing today. It was a full day hearing, but we were at the magistrate's court. If you do not know, you can have a hearing before the magistrates, the county court judges, who would be district judges or deputy district judges, or you can have your hearing in the High Court or the Court of Appeal, where you're before your lordships and your majesties, and there's a lot that goes into this when it comes to how you address a judge. But today I was before the bench, which is a number of people who are magistrates. I was before 2 ladies today, 2 the justices, and it was very interesting. It's very different the way it happens in the magistrate courts, basically because the magistrates, you would have one person who is legally qualified and the other person is
A lay justice.
I do not know the composition of the magistrates that we had today, but I do know that the magistrates were clear that both of them were quite experienced magistrates, which really helps matters, because you are dealing with magistrates who are maybe lay people and do not really understand what the law says, but then they have the guidance of what we call a legal advisor, who would normally be a solicitor with a lot of experience. I think it's about 7 years experience working as a legal advisor, advising the magistrates on what the law says. So they will be making decisions based on their perspectives, because in a family law case or a civil case in general, the case is dealt with on the balance of probabilities rather than beyond reasonable doubt, which is what happens in criminal law cases. So the magistrates are able to make a decision based on what they see, based on their perception, based on probabilities, based on facts. So it was very interesting. Traveling here today was very difficult. It should take me about 38 minutes to get here. In fact, if I were traveling at night, it would take me 24 minutes, but it took me over 2 hours to get here. I could go into London, Liverpool Street, and then get here, Chelmsford, in 2 hours, but it doesn't make any sense traveling round just to get here when I could jump into the car. My husband kept saying, you need to leave on time. It might be that you are stuck in traffic because of the M25, and the M25 is just very unpredictable. Yes, I was stuck in traffic, but I made it here on time. In fact, I had 1.5 hours to spare when I got here, which was good. And you know, I always say make sure that you are in time whatever you're doing. It's nice and quiet here. I'm just gonna walk this way. It's quite nice in Chelmsford. It's different to where I live, and there's a lovely church there. It might be that I show you a bit of what it looks like here, but then you guys who ask me what I do as a litigator, you have seen that I have started out very early today. I've had to travel to another city, as it were, or another town, and I'm having to then travel back. And the reason why I need to go back is because the magistrates haven't made a decision. They're going to make a decision, and we're all going to go into the hearing by what we call CVP, which is by video conference. They've been very nice. If I'm traveling, all I need to do is park the car and actually tune into court by telephone. There is not much that I'm going to be saying because it's the decision. Once the judges give a decision, every other thing we talk about is directions. You basically have nothing else to argue about. You can say, I don't like your decision, you shouldn't have. No, that is the end. Once the judge has made a decision, they have made a decision. And sometimes the clients find this difficult to take in. So sometimes they're in court and the client is, pulling at their representative and saying, oh, say something. There's nothing else to say. Once the judge has spoken, the fat lady has sang, so that's the end of it. So we get the judgment. This is what my typical day can look like, where I spend the whole day in court, or I spend some time in court, and you never know how things will pan out. I had no idea that I would be leaving at this time. I don't know if you can see. Can you see the time? That I'll be leaving at this time and then having to then tune into a hearing. So when we have final hearings or fact-find hearings in family law, is basically the whole day. If it's civil litigation, it's a whole day as well. But with family law, it's a bit different because you can have directions hearing, which is the same thing you have in civil litigation, where you have like pre-trial hearings. So it's just like for 1 hour where the court is trying to give directions to make sure that when we do come for the final hearing, everything is in order. How beautiful is this plant? Oh my God. I think it's absolutely beautiful. So yes. The court is on break now. The court will normally go on break at 1 o'clock, but because the justices have been sitting down the whole day for this one hearing, they're taking their break now. But the courts would normally close at 4 o'clock, and that is a typical day. In some of my videos, I've come out of court quite late. I've been in court till about 7, just basically because if it's part heard, then it just means that it has lingered, and you would have to swear in the witnesses again, and have to caution them not to speak to anybody until the case is back in court. So part heard hearings are not very nice. I think it was quite rush with the magistrates, and I find that a lot in the magistrates court. So they just want the case to be done, to be finished. Look at that. It's amazing how I'm standing so close to the bees, and I actually even have my shoes close there. Let's see if I can find. Look at that one. Can't even find it. Yeah, that's it. This is such a nice church. Let's see. you should put on the bell if you haven't, and make sure you subscribe. Thank you, Lord, for that coming on. That's a good sign. I just love to hear like church bells and all of that. Let's see, it's 2:30 now, so I'm gonna get back. So I paid for parking for the whole day. That is money lost, but the thing is, you never know how long you'll be in court. So what you don't want to do is come out and then you have a ticket, because that's even worse. I was very hungry, but when I came into the car, I noticed that this was here. I bought this for the kids. I don't think I'm gonna be buying it again. It's so sweet. I think I needed a sugar kick, because when I go for hearings, I don't eat, especially because of the COVID-19. I touch nothing, I drink nothing, I do nothing. Kind of like looked into my bag, and I was pleasantly surprised. My husband had put a bottle of water in my bag. He's done it in such a way that it was in another bag, but before I left the car, I just threw it in my bag. I had another one, just plain water, but then he put some squash in it, which is really nice. So I had this heavy bottle, and when I went to the court, they were like, do you want to try some of it, because they want to make sure that you're not bringing like acid or anything to the court like that. So you have to try it by drinking it before you go into the court. I'm boiling, not literally, I am very hot, so I'm gonna go home. I'm not going to go to the office because I had a very long week, and also because I've spent a lot of yesterday preparing for my hearings. I have hearings back to back, today, tomorrow, and the whole of June. So I'm gonna get some family time today, and also my judgment is going to be read out very soon, so I'm gonna head back so that I can tune in online and listen to the judgment. So hopefully it's a good one, because I've given it everything, and the client is really happy, and he's sending me messages to say thank you, which is a good thing even before the judgment, especially when you have managed their expectation. But I'm hoping that we win. Anyway, you take care. I'll see you in another video. Thank you so much. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and to share, and leave a comment. I always love to read from you. If you like this video, YouTube sends this video to other people. It makes it easier for people to find this channel, because everyone who comes on is like, I've been looking for a channel like this. It's a very niche channel. It's not a channel where I'm expecting 100 or thousands of viewers or anything, but you guys who actually gain something from these videos. I mean, if somebody made videos like this when I was first starting, I would be like watching everything, because you're reading a lot of books, learning practical stuff that is not really in a book. So if you like a video like this, it means a lot to me and to other people who then find the channel. I'll see you later. Let me have my sugar. Many messages coming in. Bye now. Bye. Bye, Chelmsford. It's been really nice meeting you. Thank you for letting me do business here. I look forward to coming back. Bye. So we won our case. What time is it? My phone is dead. Everything is dead. Sorry, my watch is dead. Phone is almost dead. We won our case. Really excited. I got called by the courts before I got home, and a decision was made. So really happy. Client was happy. I'm happy. I decided to go into Costco basically because it just showed me that I could turn into Farrock And Tharak, you know, you've got Costco, and I've got a card that I just never use. So I came here and I had to get them to take a picture of me and give me a new card. Look, all the shopping here. So my kids love the Japanese nori. Means that they get a lot of that, and I got like loads of just different stuff. Hummus, chia seeds, all of that. It's a big shop. I'm happy I did it. And I got some biscuits for work and for my kids' school, because the teachers, they do such an incredible job.